As the process of establishing a de-escalation mechanism between Turkey and Israel in Syria has begun with the meeting in Baku, the change of discourse in the Israeli press has attracted attention. It is stated that Israel now has no choice but to get used to Turkey's growing influence in Syria. On the other hand, a critical detail behind the scenes of the meeting in Baku came to light. Turkey did not open its airspace to the Israeli plane traveling to Baku.
Israel initially created a pseudo-initiative to obstruct Turkey's efforts to establish a training base in Syria. After receiving a warning from Trump to act reasonably, Israel engaged in negotiations with Turkey in Baku. Currently, Israel is indicating an inclination to accept Turkey's growing influence in the new Syrian landscape. An important step has been taken between the Turkish and Israeli militaries to prevent unwanted incidents in Syria. Delegations from both countries met in the Azerbaijani capital Baku for technical talks. Work was initiated to establish a de-escalation mechanism in Syria. Making a statement after the meeting, sources from the Ministry of National Defense pointed out that evaluations on the establishment of a base in Syria for training purposes are ongoing and warned Israel. It was pointed out that the Netanyahu administration is trying to create a perception in the international public opinion as if there is an interference between the two countries. It was said that it is not possible for Israel to continue on this path it has chosen to cover up its unlawful actions.
Israel did not open its airspace to the Israeli plane traveling to Baku.
The Israeli press, on the other hand, has made some remarkable analyses. The Jerusalem Post said that Israel seems to be willing to accept Turkish influence in Syria. In Syria, the Times of Israel headlined its report as Israel will have to get used to Turkey's growing influence in Syria. U.S. President Donald Trump warned Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House on Monday that if you have a problem with Turkey, we will solve it, but you have to be reasonable.
I said to the Turkish leader, congratulations. You have done what no one has been able to do for 2,000 years. You took Syria. Look, Erdogan is a strong man, a very smart man. He did something that no one else could do. You have to give him his due.
It is said that Trump's warning had an impact on Netanyahu. On the other hand, a critical detail behind the scenes of the meeting in Baku came to light. Turkey did not open its airspace to the plane carrying the Israeli delegation to the meeting in Baku. The Israeli plane therefore had to extend its route. It passed through Greece, Bulgaria, the Black Sea, Georgia, and Armenia before arriving in Baku. A reporter for Israel's state television expressed surprise that Turkey did not change its stance despite repeated requests.
Turkey did not allow the plane to pass through its airspace, and even though there were senior figures on board, our plane had to use the airspace of Armenia as well, via Greece, Bulgaria, and the Black Sea.